Hi guys, and welcome back to another planting video. So today I wanted to do a really quick little update. This is very impromptu. What it was, I filmed it, went to go edit it, and my mic wasn't plugged in properly, so the audio is just wild. But I really wanted to update you on some of my alocasia. So I have a few, and it's been a bit of a journey, I will tell you. I've never really done alocasia before, and the last year I had one and done a few experiments with it. It's been a bit of a journey, and then recently I got another one. We had another big journey with that one, I will tell you. It's doing really well now, and I thought I'd update you. So, as reference, if you want to go and see one of the past videos of one of these, it is my pink dragon. I used the bulbs and grew them in leca initially. That was a journey. They actually did really well. They sprouted, put out a load of new leaves, was fine, and then they just went downhill. It was, if you wanted to see that, I'll link it up above. You can see the video where I propagated them, put them in leca and whatnot. So then I put it in soil, and it's actually doing really well, but for the longest time, let me get it so you can see it. So this is what he looks like. The longest time, this plant literally had the original leaves on it, which was came out probably around a year ago now, maybe a bit longer, I'm not entirely sure. And the leaves have just been dying off on this. It's not even funny, but we have now got a new leaf come out, which I'm so excited about. Look at that. It's still very soft, like you can see. It's still really quite soft, so I'm not really going to touch it very much, but it's quite big if you compare it with old leaves as well, which is really exciting. I do also want to show you this leaf. I'm sorry, but that is actually really pretty. All of this pink towards the bottom. Is it just me that thinks that that is so cute? Especially when you see it against a really dark foliage leaf. I think that's really cool. But this leaf is quite big, and when I saw the stalk coming out of this, I am not even joking, I was shook, seriously, was so surprised. I honestly thought that this thing was dying on me, but look at it now. It has also got so many new spikes coming out of it, which new leaves are going to come from. And I really did think this was a goner. There's probably about 3 bulbs in here that just all the leaves died off of, and I thought maybe the corms had died. But they've obviously come back, because there are a couple in here that don't have leaves attached to, so I'm guessing they're the ones that kind of died back, and they've just been chilling in the soil, I think. I have got this in no drainage, and it is doing quite well. You can see all the roots in there. I'm probably going to have to repot it soon. There are a lot of white fresh roots, I think, since these new leaves have been coming out. It's kind of pushing on the growth as well. I'm still not sure whether I want to keep this in no drainage or give it a drainage pot. I'm quite liking it in no drainage. And I guess this plant's always been very much an experimental plant. It was the first time I ever done corms, tried leca out with it. And obviously I've got the mother plant of this as well, which obviously is in a well-drained pot and stuff like that. So I think I might just keep this in just size up the vessel and keep it in no drainage, because it does seem to really like it. Okay, while we are on the subject of pink dragons, I thought I would show you the mother plant. This new leaf again has come out in the last week, and you can see how fragile it is still. It's not hardened off at all, but it's so pretty. Gonna focus. It's so pretty, and you can see the veining is starting to get really silvery like it does. But this plant as well has been through it. When I bought this plant, it had quite a lot of leaves on it, and probably about 5, and they all stayed around. Then got a new leaf on it, which was huge and gorgeous. And then over winter, it slowly declined and obviously was going into dormancy. It didn't have the ideal conditions that it was used to, and it completely died back to a stump. And I just left it kind of just chilling, and then when I saw the spike coming out, I was like, okay, you're not dead. Because with these, like when they go dormant, you're like, are you dead or are you just dormant? Don't really know, and I was really excited, and I'm hoping that this is gonna just keep going and keep pushing out more leaves, which will be great. One thing I love about this plant is you can't see it very well on camera, but the stem is pink, like a real baby pink, and it's got brown speckly marks all over it, which is beautiful. And yeah, this guy is doing well. One thing I'm not sure about is I will film it and put it over the top. There is something coming out of the soil, and I've had a look, and it is coming from the stem, but I don't know what it is. It doesn't really look like new growth from a leaf. It's not a root, and I really don't know what it is. So if anybody knows, can you please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm confused. I'll find out soon enough, I guess. But I don't think it's a flower. Surely it's not a flower, but I don't know. We will have to wait and see, but if you do know, please let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, so I'm really happy with this plant. I'm so glad it's come back to life. Okay, I have left my favourite till last. And I'm pretty sure this is featured in a video before. I think it was in my planting rehabs. This is my Alocasia silver dragon, which I am honestly obsessed with. I've been looking at this plant for the longest time, but they are quite expensive to get a decent sized one. And when I saw this, I was honestly shook, and I was like, okay, I need to get this. When I bought it, I think the leaves were probably around the same size. They had 3 or 4. All of the original leaves have now died off. It got root rot and almost croaked on me. I bought it when I was down at my mum's, and when I bought it, the soil was sopping wet, as they are when you get them from garden centres and stuff. But I then had to go away from work, which is why I was at my mum's, stayed at my mum's because it was closer. I went away from work. When I came back, it was bone dry because it was a really hot day. Well, really hot couple of days, and it was in the tiniest pot. And when I got it home, the roots had just rotted away. I think where it was too wet and then too dry, and then got watered again. It just died. It just croaked on me, and all the leaves died off. And I put the stump, I think it had 1 leaf on it, which was getting really yellow, and I put the whole thing in stagnant moss, and I was not very hopeful, if I'm honest. I've never really been that into stagnant moss propagating. I've tried it a few times and then kind of given up on it, but I've actually really gotten back into it. And let's see, where are the roots? You can see one along here. doing really, really well in the moss, and there's loads twirling around the bottom, and it's doing really well. And I'm going to probably take this out of moss soon, purely because when I've propagated moss in the past, it is a nightmare to get the moss off the soil, get the moss off of the roots. It's always a nightmare. So I'm going to try and avoid it getting too tangled. And obviously these roots aren't really chunky like monstera roots. They're very thin and fine, which is going to be harder to try and like untangle them all and not kind of rip them all to shreds and then be at square one all over again. So I'm probably going to take this out soon, probably in the next week. I've got a day of like planty chores I am going to be doing at the weekend, so I might do it then. We will see. But this is honestly like one of my favourite plants right now. The foliage is beautiful, like the silvery leaves, and when you touch them, they're almost like reptile skin, which I guess is where it gets its name from, like silver dragon, because they're silver and feel like a dragon. But I'm honestly obsessed. I'm so glad I bought this. I mean, I wasn't 100% sure whether I should buy this or not, because it was quite a small plant and it was a lot for a plant that small, and I wasn't sure, and I was like, oh, it's quite like, just go for it. I knew they're really finicky, and I was like, oh, is it going to die on me? Is it going to be like a waste of money? But I have managed to bring it back, and I am so happy. It's beautiful. I'm really hoping I can get this into a really big, beautiful plant. So yes, I think I'm going to leave it at that. That's all my updates I have got. This was just a very quick, snappy video. There's so much new growth going on in all of my plants. This new house I'm in, if you're new here, I moved a month or so ago, and it helps it's summer, but like this house is so much brighter, and my plants are honestly loving it. And obviously we've got a heat wave here at the moment, and all of my plants in the plant room are going a bit mental because I've got the humidifier. I've got the humidifier going, and it's in a south-facing window, and it's getting nice and warm and humid and bright in there. And honestly, they're really loving it, which is amazing. Lots of new growth happening, and these guys don't really get shown on my channel a lot, so I just thought I'd do a mini update for you all, show you my alocasia journey, how they are doing, and yeah. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments down below what that thing is in my alocasia pink dragon, because I don't know what it is and it looks weird. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see more planty content from me. Follow my planty Instagram at Ambience Studio for more kind of general updates on everything. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week for another planty video. Bye guys.